There's a small coastal town in Connecticut called Lyme. Quiet, pretty, a real postcard of a place. But it has a dark side. Its name is now permanently welded to a multi-system bacterial infection, said out loud in doctors' offices forever. And the story of how it got there starts in the mid-1970s, when a cluster of the town's children began developing swollen knees and joint pain. The cause wasn't in the water. It wasn't genetic. It was an arachnid the size of a poppy seed. Meet 𝐓𝐎𝐿𝐒 scapularis. I think I said that right. Not sure. Whatever. Though you may know it by its street name, the black-legged tick, or its other street name, the deer tick, or its third name, which isn't written down anywhere because it isn't a word, is the involuntary screaming you make when you find one attached to the back of your knee. Mother f***. Somewhere in Lyme, a chamber of commerce is still seething over this. And here's the part that should actually concern you. Right now, late spring, this very month, is the single worst time for ticks all year. You see, a tick's life is a 4-act tragedy that runs over 2 years. Egg, larva, nymph, adult. And the danger is not spread evenly across those 4 acts. Almost all of it is concentrated into one, the nymph. And the nymphs are on stage right now. The one biting people this month got infected a full year ago, back when it was barely more than a hatchling, and has spent every day since simply waiting to hand that infection off to something warm. That something is you. The black-legged tick has 4 life stages: egg, larva, nymph, and adult. The larva, when it hatches, is essentially clean. Newborn larvae almost never carry the Lyme bacterium because it isn't inherited. It has to be acquired. The larva takes its first blood meal usually from a mouse, a chipmunk, something small and unbothered. And if that animal is infected, it picks up Borrelia. Oh my God, what is this? Borrelia bergdorferi. I don't know, whatever. And it carries it forward. Then it molts into a nymph, and the nymph waits. All through the winter, through the thaw, and into its second spring, until it hits peak activity from roughly May through July, which is now. The nymph that fed on that infected mouse last year is, this month, perched on a blade of grass with his front legs stretched out into the open air, grasping at nothing. The universal body language of, it's doing this on purpose. It's assumed the pose. The pose has a name. It's called questing, which is a deeply generous term for a poppy seed doing jazz hands until something bleeds for it. Adults, for the record, peak in spring and fall. So this time of year you get the worst of both. Visible adults out and about, and the invisible infectious nymphs hitting their stride. A 2-front campaign. So we're basically screwed. So here's the deal. The tick does not bite and leave. That would be civilized. The tick bites and stays. For days. And this is the one piece of genuinely good news in this entire episode. So savor it. Transmission of the Lyme bacterium generally requires the tick to be attached for a meaningful stretch of time, commonly cited as roughly 24 to 36 hours or more. The bacterium lives in the tick's gut and has to wake up, migrate, and then relocate to the salivary glands before it can be delivered. This takes time, which means a tick found and removed promptly is a tick that mostly failed. But let's say the tick wins. It stayed long enough. What exactly did it sign you up for? Well, Lyme disease arrives in stages, but at least it's polite enough to knock first. The early sign, in most cases, but not all, is a red, expanding rash spreading out from the bite, sometimes clearing in the center into the infamous bullseye. The medical name is erythema migrans. I think I got that right. If you see it at that point, that's the disease being more honest with you than it has any obligation to be, and is yelling at you, hey, I'm Lyme disease. You might want to get off your ass and see a doctor. Fast. Catch it here, and within a couple of weeks of oral antibiotics, it clears out in the overwhelming majority of cases. This is the entire reason everyone nags you about early detection. Early Lyme is, frankly, a very beatable disease. But ignore it, and the bacterium goes on a world tour of your body. So yeah, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself because I'm bad for your health. I come real stealth. Oh man, that was terrible. Sorry. It's nymph season. Quest responsibly. Peace.